in Lord Shiva. Nishamya chainam tapase kritodyamam sutam girisha pratisakta manasam uvacha mena parirabhya vakshasa nivarayanti mahato munivratat. The shloka is simple enough and it requires almost no patayubhaga excepting the second word chainam to be split as cha and enam. Parvati's mother's name is Mena. Now that forms the subject of this sentence. Mena uvacha. She spoke. Mena spoke to Parvati. And she did this in a very endearing manner, and therefore she embraced her. Parirabhya means embracing by her bosom. Vakshasa. She spoke to her daughter Sutam. Because she had come to know Nishamya, she had heard her daughter as qualified by two things. Number one, Girisha Pratisakta Manasam. Girisha is Shiva. As the Amarkosha says, Girisho Mradaha. And Pratisakta Manasam, her mind, Parvati's mind, is deeply attracted to Lord Shiva. Girisha Pratisakta Manasam. And she was further, and as a consequence, Tapase Kritodyamam. So, Udyama is endeavor. So, she had begun to make her endeavors, Kritodyamam, for her austerity, Tapase. So, coming to know of her daughter, the condition of her daughter, namely that she had given her mind totally to Lord Shiva, and that she had resolved to resort to austerities in order to attain Lord Shiva, Mena gave her reaction. So Mena spoke. Mena uvacha, embracing her daughter, Parirabhya Vakshasa. And she wanted to dissuade her daughter from the enterprise that she was taking up. So Nivarayanti is preventing or dissuading. Dissuading her daughter Sutam, to be taken up here once again, Sutam Nivarayanti. From what? From the vrata is vow. Muni vrata is ascetic vow. Mahataha is great. Mahataha Muni vratat, from the great ascetic vow. So the situation was like this. The daughter of Mena, namely Parvati, had taken up an ascetic vow. As we saw in the previous verse, she was to resort to Samadhi, the highest state of austerity, and the attainment of this state involves taking recourse to the ascetic vows. And the ascetic vows are rather hard. It demands a great deal of discipline and a great deal of shoshana of one's own prakriti. So these are technical terms in Yoga Shastra, and this involves a great deal of difficulty, physical order and austerities and difficulties that she will have to undergo. As a mother, she was very much perturbed regarding Parvati undergoing all those difficulties, and therefore she tried to dissuade Parvati, Nivarayanti. So Nivarayanti is trying to prevent or dissuading, the opposite of persuading. She could not bear as a mother to see her own daughter undergoing so very many difficulties, because the ascetic vows are not simple. As you know, the Himalaya has been traditionally known as the very abode of great ascetics performing tapas of various extremities. In the Ramayana, for example, we get a description of the austerities of various sages, and those are something that are not easily imagined also. So such unimaginable hardships that ascetics undergo, so is what Mena is also clearly aware of, and Parvati also is aware of, and as a mother she could not bear to see her own daughter undergoing all those austerities and hardships, and therefore Parvati's mother could not withstand the idea of her daughter undergoing these hardships, and therefore she wanted to dissuade her daughter from undergoing those difficulties, and therefore she embraced her daughter, Parirabhya. So it is Pari plus root Rabh, for which we have the Lyap Pratyaya added. So Parirabhya means embracing, holding fast, Vakshasa upon her bosom. So she embraced her daughter closely, and clasping her, Mena uttered these words. The words that she actually uttered occur in the next verse. So Nishamya, it is from Ni plus root Sham plus Lyap. This root has a special meaning. So Shamu Uparame is the Dhatu Patha, and the form Nishamya and Nishamya have different senses. So Nishamya is hearing, and Nishamya would be seeing. As for example, in the Ramayana we have Bharadwaja Nishamaya. Nishamaya means look at. So Ni plus root Sham has two forms. So one means to see and another means to hear. Here the word Nishamya means having heard. So coming to know of, coming to hear of Parvati, Enam. Now Enam refers to Parvati. It is a pronoun from Etat Shabda, Strilinga. Esha, Ete, Etaha, Etam, Enam, Ete, Ene, Etaha, Enaha. So this is Strilinga of Etat Shabda, and it is in the Dvitiya Vibhakti Ekvachana form. Enam refers to Parvatim. Enam Parvatim tapase kritodyamam. Udyama is effort, krita is made. Udyama is a word in masculine, and therefore we will have to dissolve it as kritaha udyamaha yaya tam. Parvati had put forth efforts. What for? Tapase. The word tapas is sakaranta napumsakalinga, and tapase is the dative form, Chaturthi Vibhakti Ekvachana form of the word of the base tapas, the forms of which are tapaha, tapasi, tapamsi, etc. And tapase is in Chaturthi Vibhakti. Tapase kritodyamam. Parvati had put forth the efforts for, she had already commenced her efforts for tapas, and therefore once Mena came to know of this kind of effort of Parvati, she approached her and said the words that are said in the next verse. She very well knew that Parvati was deeply attached, pratisakta. So sakta is from root shasja is the root. So it is from this root that we have the words like sanga and sakti, sakta are all derived. Pratisakta means drawn towards. Girisha, So Girisho, Girisho Mridaha refers to Shiva. So Manasa is the mind. Chittam tu cheto hridayam swantam hrin manasam manaha, says Amarakosha. And therefore the mind of Parvati was deeply drawn towards Shiva. Mena knew very well that Parvati's mind was drawn towards Shiva and that she deeply loved him, and in order to attain him she was now to resort to the strongest of austerities. And when Parvati's mother came to know of this, she wanted to dissuade her daughter from undergoing the immense trouble, the immense hardship. So Munivrata is the ascetic vow. So Muninam Vratam is Munivratam. Tasmat Munivratat. So Tasmat Munivratat Nivarayanti. So in order to stop her from taking up that endeavor, that enterprise, because Munivrata is not an ordinary thing. It is qualified by the word Mahat here. And Munivratat is Napumsakalinga Panchami Vibhakti Ekavachana, and therefore Mahataha, its adjective, is also Napumsakalinga Panchami Vibhakti Ekavachana. So there is this famous dictum in Sanskrit regarding the relationship between the substantive and the adjective. It says Yallingam Yadvachanam Yacha Vibhaktihi Visheshyasya Tallingam Tadvachanam Sacha Vibhaktihi Visheshanasyapi. Here Mahat is the adjective, the Visheshana, and Munivrata is the word Visheshya. Munivratat is the Visheshya word, and therefore as Munivratat is in Napumsakalinga Panchami Vibhakti Ekavachana, Mahataha is also to be considered as Napumsakalinga Panchami Vibhakti Ekavachana, even though the word Mahataha as such can be Pullinga Panchami Vibhakti Ekavachana also. Here in this context, as it refers to Munivrata, this is Napumsakalinga Panchami Vibhakti Ekavachana. And Nivarayanti is preventing. It is from Ni plus root Vru, for which you have the causal form known as the Nijanta form. So for which the Nich Pratyaya is added. So Nivarayati is the let form, Nivarayan is the present participle form in masculine, and Nivarayanti is the form in Strilinga. So this refers to Mena. So Nivarayanti Mena Uvacha. So Mena spoke to Parvati, preventing her from taking this step, which is not a small one. It is a step which involves numerous difficulties and perhaps sometimes even great risks, and therefore in order to prevent her daughter from taking such great risks and undergoing such great difficulties, Parvati's mother had a word of advice for Parvati. This is stated in the coming verse. We will go to the next verse. I am not able to go to the next page. We will go to the next verse. In shloka number 4, Manishitaha Santi Griheshu Devataha. Tapahkva vatse Kvacha Tavakam Vapuhu. Padam Saheta Brahmarasya Pelavam Shirisha Patram na punaha patatrinaha. This verse gives the actual wordings of Parvati's mother. She says, Manishita santi grihesha devataha tapah kvavatse kvachatavakam vapuhu padam saheta bhramarasya pelavam shirisha pushpam na punah patatrinaha. In the first quarter of the verse, Mena gives one option, an alternative option, rather than choosing Shiva. And in the second quarter of the verse, she makes a reference to the fact that tapas is something extremely difficult, which it may not be possible for Parvati to undergo. And in the second half of the verse, she effectively communicates her idea through an excellent analogy. In the first quarter of the verse, she says, Manishita santi griheshu devataha. Devataha means deities. Santi, they are. The word devata refers to the divinities. Now, griheshu santi. Griheshu means in their very residence. Manishitaha means those who are dear to one's mind. Manishitaha is an adjective for devataha. Manishitaha devataha griheshu santi. In the second half, in the second quarter, she says, Tapah kwa vatse kvachatavakam vapuhu. Vatse, O daughter. Tapaha, kwa. Tapaha means, kwa means where. Where is tapas? Where is austerity? And kvachatavakam vapuhu. Where is your body? Vapuhu is body. Tavakam is your. Where is tapas and where is your body? Where is austerity and where is your frame? The analogy given is of Shirisha Patram. The Shirisha is one of the tenderest of flowers. Patram is leaf or a petal. The petal of Shirisha is extremely delicate. So it is qualified by Pelavam means tender. Pelavam Shirisha Patram. It can Saheta means withstand. It can withstand the step Padam Bhramarasya of a bee. But it cannot withstand Na, refers to Na Saheta. It cannot withstand Patatrinaha. The word Patatrin in Sanskrit means a bird. So not of a bird, by no means, na punaha, of a bird, Patatrinaha, na. The way Parvati's mother dissuaded Parvati is given in this verse. She says, Parvati can think of other divinities. It is not Shiva alone that she must think of getting married to. There are alternative recourses. There are other divinities, and those divinities need not have to be searched for somewhere in some corner of the world. They are there in the very residence of Parvati herself. The Himalayan region is verily said to be the abode of gods, and therefore all the gods and divinities are to be found there. Many of the divinities dwell therein within the regions of the Himalayas. They are all fond of the Himalayan region, and therefore very many gods reside there, and therefore there are so many gods that dwell in our own residence. So griheshu refers to asmakam griheshu. So asmakam griheshu refers to the Himalayan regions. So in this very dwelling of ours, many divinities that are dear to our heart, manasaha ishitaha, so those who are dear to our heart, many divinities who are highly desirable, they dwell there. Santi, the word santi is from root as. Asabhuvi is the dhatu patha, which means the root as is used in the sense of being. The form santi is in the lat lakara, prathama purusha, bahuvachana. The forms are asti, staha, santi, asi, sthaha, stha, asmi, swaha, smaha. So this is the prathama purusha bahuvachana form or third person plural form and refers to devataha. The word for God in Sanskrit can be either masculine, as in deva is a masculine word, or devata, which is a word which is feminine, and the word daivatam, which is in neuter. And therefore it's not the sort of the rational gender or natural gender that we come across in English that we have in Sanskrit. So all the three words deva, devata and daivatam, respectively masculine, feminine and neuter, refer to the God. Here the word devataha is used. Obviously this strilinga, prathama vibhakti bahuvachana, so devata, devate, devataha. And as it is qualified by manishitaha, the word manishitaha is also strilinga, prathama vibhakti bahuvachana. Manishitaha devataha griheshu santi. So we have the word griham also in Sanskrit. Here the word, we have the masculine word griha pumsacha bhumnieva. So devataha griheshu santi, manishtaha devataha griheshu santi, they are there in our own dwelling. So Parvati can think of an alternative divinity in order to attain whom she need not undergo these very many difficulties. Tapahkva vatse, O daughter, vatse, tapahkva, whither austerity, where is penance, and where is your own body? Kvacha tavakam vapuhu. The two quas used here bring out utter contrast. There is a maxim in Sanskrit which says dvau quau mahadantaram gamayataha. So two quas bring out a vivid contrast. So mahadantaram is a gulf of difference. Just as we have dvau nayau prakritartham dridayataha, there is another maxim. Here we have the word qua used twice, conveying a world of contrast. So tapaha qua and tavakam vapuhu qua. Tavakam refers to tava idam. This is the tadita formation, and the word tavakam refers to vapuhu. The word vapus in Sanskrit is napumsakalinga, and therefore it is to be declined as vapuhu, vapushi, vapumshi. As it is neuter in gender, we have the word tavakam also in neuter. As a derivation from tvachabda, so we have the forms tavaka in masculine, so and the neuter form is tavakam. Tavakam vapuhu, your frame, whither that. So while tapas demands the highest of hardships and difficulties, her body is extremely tender, and therefore the two are to be greatly contrasted. So where is your form, my daughter, and where is austerity? Your body is not fitted for austerity. Those who have to perform austerities have to be very strong and sturdy, whereas Parvati possesses a tender frame, and the tenderness of the frame of Parvati is brought out in a future verse, where it is said that she used to be pained by even the flowers on her bed. And being so tender, it would be well nigh impossible for her to even think of undertaking austerities which demand a great rigor and a high discipline. And therefore, tapas may not be the best recourse that Parvati has. And these two are greatly contrasted, and therefore she must think of an alternative way, an alternative divinity. In order to bring home the contrast between the two, she gives the examples of the petal of the Shirisha flower. The Shirisha is the tenderest of flowers, and therefore this tender flower can at most withstand the step of a bee. So Bhramara is a bee, and its padam, its step, is Pelavam. So its tender step. So it is that the flower petal can bear, withstand. So Saheta is from root Sah. The Panini Dhatupata is Shaha Marshane. So it can bear only the tender step of a bee. Napunah patatrinaha, patatri patra pataga, these are all synonyms of bird in Sanskrit, and therefore patatrin is a bird, it is a word in masculine. So patatrinaha is pullinga shashti vibhakti ekvachana form. Patatrinaha padam na saheta Shirisha patram. So Shirisha patram, patram is Navumsakalinga, therefore it is in the Navumsakalinga Prathama Vibhakti Ekvachana form. That is the subject of the latter half of the verse. Shirisha patram Brahmarsya padam saheta. Shirisha patram patatrinaha padam na saheta. So it cannot bear the step of a bird. So obviously birds are very heavy and the bee is very light. Even so, Parvati's frame is extremely delicate and tender, and it can withstand some ordinary vows, ordinary vratas, but not us, which is full of great hardships and difficulties. And therefore, by means of this analogy of the Shirisha petal, she shows how the Shirisha would drop and droop onto the earth, unable to withstand the perch of the bird, and therefore it is only the step of the bee which sits very lightly on the flower to collect the honey of the flower that the Shirisha patra can bear, and it is not possible for the lotus, the petal of this flower to withstand the perch of the bird. And therefore she says that alternative recourses are possible, and tapas is not the best recourse for her, and it ill suits her frame, which is extremely delicate, and it is best that she thinks of something else than what she is now resorting to, namely tapas. Tapas is something that is possible only for especially men who have a very strong frame, and as you can see later, even the best of men come to pay homage to Parvati when she performs her rigorous austerities. And therefore, being a princess of a very delicate frame, so it may not be possible for Parvati to succeed in what she is doing. It is one thing to commence great enterprises, and it is not possible sometimes to complete the enterprise once one has taken up. And there is a saying in Sanskrit, Arambhashura khalu dakshinatyaha, and therefore it should not become a mark of Arambhashuratva. So embarking upon an immense task which one may not be able to complete, and therefore that will lead to another kind of frustration, and therefore Parvati is warned here that that kind of an effort or endeavor which may not take her to the completion of the course and the attainment of the fruit may not be commendable for her, and therefore a tender hearted mother, he is advising here full of affection to her daughter, so in order to dissuade her from taking recourse to this penance which is not easy to achieve. Manishita santi grihesha devataha tapah kvavatse kvachatavakam vapuhu padam saheta brahmarasya pelavam shirisha patram na punah patatrinaha. Iti sthirecha manushasati sutam shashakamena na niyantu mudyamat. Kaipsitarthasthira nischayam manaha payascha nimnabhimukham pratipayet. This is the fifth verse of the fifth canto of Kumar Sambhavam. The speech of Parvati's mother ends in the last verse itself. It is a single verse advice. The consequence of the same is given in this verse. Iti sthirecha manushasati sutam shashakamena na niyantu mudyamat ka ipsitartha sthira nischayam manaha payascha nimnabhimukham pratipayet. Mena is the subject of the sentence, the mother of Parvati. Shashaka means was able. Na Shashaka was not able. Mena was not able. Regarding what? In dissuading her daughter from her enterprise. Udyama is enterprise. Niyantum is to regulate or restrict. Restrict whom? Restrict her daughter. Sutam is daughter. Now this was not possible in spite of the strong advice that was given by her mother. So anushasati means giving advice. Why did her advice not succeed? Because her daughter Suta was firm in her conviction. Sthira means firm. Ichha is desire. So Parvati had a very clear and very firm desire. Sthirecha she was, and therefore her mother was not successful in preventing her from her enterprise. Iti it's a quotative word, means the quotation has come to an end. So the actual words of Mena are given in the previous verse, and iti refers to the previous verse. Iti means in these words, in those words. Iti sthirecha manushasati sutam shashakamena na niyantu mudyamat ka ipsitartha sthira nischayam manah payascha nimnabhimukham pratipayet is a general statement that is made by Kalidasa in this context. He says, who can reverse? Pratipayet means reverse. Kaha pratipayet? Who can reverse? So ka ipsitartha, here there is sandhi. So upon the splitting of the sandhi we get kaha pratipayet. So who can reverse? who can reverse number 1 manaha, a mind, the resolution nishchaya of which is sthira, firm, regarding the artha or an object which has been ipsita, means desired. A mind which is firm regarding the goal it wants to achieve. So, such a mind who can reverse? None can reverse a mind which has the resolution, a firm resolution regarding an object that it has made up its mind to get. So, none can reverse such a mind. Kalidasa gives an analogy here. So, through a sahokti, payascha, as also waters, payaha refers to water, kaha payaha pratipayet, who can reverse the course of water, and which kind of water? Payaha is qualified by abhimukham, means flowing, facing, nimna means something deep. So, it is flowing towards a ditch, so a lowly place. Nimnabhimukham payaha kaha pratipayet. As there are two things here, he refers to the two as manaha payascha. So, the mind as well as water. These two things cannot be reversed. The course of these two cannot be reversed. So, he brings out the case of two irreversible things here. Now, we will go to the details of the verse. Mena shashaka. Mena was able. Mena nashashaka means Mena was not able. Once again, this is from the lit form of the root shaka. So, Prathama Purusha Ekvachana form is shashaka. Mena nashashaka. Mena was not able. So, she was not successful in restricting her daughter. Niyantum is to restrict. It is ni plus root yam, for which the suffix tumun is added here. So, niyantum udyamat. So, preventing her from what? From her udyama. Udyama is enterprise. Therefore, udyamaha is masculine. So, this is pullinga panchami vibhakti ekavachana. Udyamat niyantum mena nashashaka. Whom was she not able to so prevent from her enterprise? Her daughter Sutam. And the reason for the unsuccessfulness of the mother is that the daughter was sthirecha, sthira, ichha, yasyaha, sa sthirecha, tam sthirecham, qualifies Sutam. As Sutam is Strilinga Dvitiya Vibhakti Ekavachana, Sthirecham is also Strilinga Dvitiya Vibhakti Ekavachana. Sthirecham Sutam Niyantum Nashashaka. So, Iti Anushasati means advising her in the words stated above, that is stated in the previous verse, in verse number 4. So, even though she advised her daughter in the words such as have been told in the previous verse, anushasati means advising. So, this is from root shas. So, shasu is the technical root which has the anu upasarga. The prefix is upasarga, and this is the vartamana kradanta with the shatru pratyaya. So, the root pathu would have its form in the present participle as pathan, but root shas would have it as shasat only. And so, here with the feminine form is shasati, Anushasati Sutam. Anushasati is an adjective for Mena. Mena is F11, Strilinga Prathama Vikti Ekvachana, and therefore Anushasati is also Strilinga Prathama Vikti Ekvachana. Iti Sutam Anushasati Mena Tam Sutam Udyamat Niyantum Nashashaka. She was not able to prevent her from her daughter who was firm in her resolution. So the Ichha of Parvati towards Shiva was sthira, and therefore it could not, the course could not be altered. For the non-alteration of the course, Kalidasa gives an analogy. Payaha means water which is flowing downwards, Nimna Abhimukham. Kaha Pratipayet, who can reverse the trend? So it is impossible to reverse the trend of water flowing downwards. In Sanskrit, the word Pratipa means opposite, and from out of that word, the root has been formed here. Pratipayati means to reverse. So Payaha Kaha Pratipayet. Payaha is Navumsakalinga, Payaha Payasi Payamsi. Here the word Payaha is in Dvitiya Vibhakti. So it is Navumsakalinga, Dvitiya Vibhakti, Ekvachana form. So Kaha Payaha Pratipayet, who can reverse water? The water which is flowing downwards. Nimna is something at a low level. Abhimukha means facing, so going towards. Nimna Abhimukham Payaha, water flowing downwards. Kaha Pratipayet, who can reverse? In the present context, the Prakrita, you see, situation is of Parvati's mind, Manaha, which is also irreversible. So if any mind is very decided, is fully resolved, so it has its Nishchaya, so which is Sthira, which means it is unshakable, immovable. So regarding the object it has contemplated, Ipsita is Aptum Ishtaha Ipsitaha. So Ipsitascha Asau Arthascha Ipsita Arthaha. So Artha means the object or the goal. The word Artha has several senses in Sanskrit. The Amarkosha lists them as Artho Abhidheye Rai Vastu Prayojana Nivrittishu. So it has these 5 senses, and here it refers to the meaning of Vastu. Ipsitartha means the desired object, the object that is aspired for. There are many things that we wish. Now it is a question, not a question of wish. Many times our wishes are not fulfilled and we forget those wishes themselves. Here is the case of a mind which is firmly resolved regarding the attainment of the goal, and therefore Ipsitarthasthira Nishchayam Manaha. Such a mind cannot be reversed. Such a mind is irreversible. Parvati's mind was such, and therefore Parvati's mind was irreversible, and therefore Mena did not succeed in dissuading Parvati from taking recourse to austerities. And by giving the, sometimes an analogy, an opposite analogy has to be given to convey something positive. So water flows downwards. Here the mind of Parvati is something that is flowing upwards, and therefore it is a downward analogy for an upward flow. And therefore as Parvati has an ambition, a high ambition, so her mind is fixed towards a high goal. The flow of her mind towards an upward goal, so has here been compared to the water flowing downwards, and therefore the common factor in both is being determined to reach the goal. So we know that water flows downwards on account of gravitation, and in the case of the great, their mind gravitates towards a higher goal, and therefore the mind of Parvati was irreversible, as would water be irreversible when it flows downwards. So this shloka shows how Mena, though she had appreciation for Parvati's attraction towards Shiva, she knew that it was a great goal, but she could not bear to see Parvati undergoing the very many hardships and difficulties that she will have to undergo to attain that goal, and therefore out of sheer compulsions of compassion and her love towards her daughter, so that filial love prevented, persuaded Parvati's mother to prevent Parvati from undertaking the difficult enterprise, and in spite of her best of advice, Parvati did not change her mind. She was firm in her resolution. She had the clarity and the conviction regarding the attainment of the goal that she was to achieve, and therefore Kalidasa says here that Mena could not achieve her goal of preventing Parvati from taking recourse to the austerities, and he gives a universal statement here. Now, such situations where a general statement substantiates a particular statement, or a particular statement corroborates or confirms a general statement, such situations are said to have the figure of speech called Arthantara Nyasa. Even in the very opening verse also we have this figure of speech called Arthantara Nyasa. So, which say the definition of which is given as Uktir Arthantara Nyasa Syat Samanya Visheshayoho. So, there is a Samanyokti and there is a Visheshokti, where a Visheshokti is substantiated by a Samanyokti, or a Samanyokti corroborated by a Visheshokti. The figure of speech is called Arthantara Nyasa. So, in the first verse we have the general statement, the universal statement, Samanyokti, namely Priyesha Saubhagya Phalahi Charuta. So, substantiated by the first 3 lines of the verse. Here the second half of the verse is substantiated by the first 2 lines of the verse. So, it says that a firm mind and water flowing downwards are irreversible, given as an analogy to the resolution of Parvati as regards her own goal.